gon' keep it 100, me and all of my dogs. Lord to the soil, keep it true to the cause. If they ever needed something, they can give me a call. That's why I'm for my dog.
Yeah. It's the Young and Dirty Podcast. Mine is dirty. You're not here today, but I got my man's IsReal Muzik.
What's going on, partner?
Man,
it's good.
What's happening? First of all, I miss you on the road. I just want to put that out.
Motherfucking miss being out there.
Man, you know, we since we've been going out on the road for a few years now, it's been a certain thing, a vibe that I've been used to, especially sharing the stage with you for a long time, man. And not having you out there is a little different, but other than that, how you feeling being back here, man?
Feeling good, man. Just trying to figure out what the new normal is.
Right.
Trying to get that all worked out.
And for those who don't know, you want to talk about some of the changes that have been going on, man, because you've been dealing with a lot, man. And I know it all hit at one time, and it hit us all too, because we family.
Yeah.
And when something happened to one of us, it really affects all of us. But for those who don't know, what's been going on?
All right. So back at the end of July, July 23rd to be exact, my whole family started showing symptoms of COVID. Me, my wife, both my parents, we all literally got sick on the same day. Like, we all started showing symptoms the same day. We all had it pretty bad, like real bad. This shit is not no damn flu, I can tell you that. But then on August 3rd, my mom's gave me, I was feeling better at this point. Everyone else was still sick, but I was feeling better. August 3rd, Mom's gave me a call and asked me to come over to the house because she couldn't find Dad. So I went over there, and unfortunately, I found him. He was in the bathroom. He had passed away. He'd been there for a couple hours. It seemed like there really wasn't. There was no question when I walked in whether he was around, whether he was alive. Yeah, I knew immediately when I saw him. His color was already bad, and just out of sheer hope, I kind of went to shake him, and the instant I put my hand on his shoulder, rigor had already started setting in. So I knew immediately he was gone. So I told him, so that was August 3rd, that afternoon. Then the next morning on the 4th, Bree, my wife, she goes to the hospital. Mm-hmm. She's in real bad shape. When she got to the hospital, her oxygen level was at 38. You were supposed to go to the hospital if you go below 90.
Right. I was about to say a good normal range isn't that low for those who don't know.
No, her oxygen saturation was at 38, which was, that's horrible. So they started treating her. Then, and she seemed okay though. Like, we talked on the phone, that day, and she was all right. Like, everything seemed to be okay. That night, so Thursday night, then my mom goes into the hospital. Her heart rate, we called the ambulance out. Her heart rate was like in the 150s, and she had been laying down for over an hour and a half.
Wow.
So her resting heart rate was up in the 150s, and again, she's still sick with COVID. So they take her to the hospital. So Thursday afternoon, then my cousin Dave comes into town. He flies down from Detroit because of what happened with Dad. He was going to help me with some stuff.
Shout out to Big Dave.
Yeah, shout out, cuz, because bro, you were an MVP through this whole ordeal. So Thursday night, we're at the house chilling. Mom's in the hospital, Bree's in the hospital. We're going through Dad's room and just going through stuff. Bree gives me a call freaking out, and turns out they are putting her on a ventilator, which I didn't realize how bad it was at the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I didn't really understand like how bad it was when you go on a ventilator. I thought it was just, okay, we're going to put you on this, give your body some time to heal, and you'll be good to go. So they told me that, and I was like, all right, babe, don't worry, you'll be on there for a little bit, you'll be good,
Mm-hmm.
Well, then me and Dave made a run up to Home Depot to get some stuff, and I got a call from one of the nurses at the hospital, and she essentially had me give some authorizations because they had to rush to put Bree on. Like, it was an immediate, like, we got to do this
dire
now.
situation.
So I had to give authorizations, and then, I asked the nurse, okay, well, how bad is this? And she's like, well, people who go on a ventilator only make it about 20% of the time. Like there's an 80% mortality rate.
That's heavy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are you feeling when you hear that, though? What's the first thing run through your mind?
What the fuck? I mean, that's really, yeah. I don't even know if that was the first thing. I couldn't even, it took me a minute to really process what it was. I was like, oh, wait, what? Like, it came as a shock. Like, I had to, I didn't even process it right away. You know, once we got back to the house, I just sat there in the car and, like, I was just, like, staring off into space. I was, like, all that was going through my mind right there at that moment was how, like, damn, if the worst happens, how am I gonna raise Aria on my own? Like, right. What am I gonna do? I just lost Dad 2 days ago. My mom, I don't know what, my mom might not make it.
Right.
You know, I mean, within 48 hours, I was afraid I was gonna lose both parents and my wife. You know, I mean, that's
heavy as hell.
And so, you know, we decided that night. You know, keep in mind, Dave had just gotten in town from Detroit. We get in the car and we drive up to Connecticut because that was the other thing. That was the other thing that made it hard was Bree was up in Connecticut. Like, she had been up there when she got sick.
So y'all got distance between y'all. You know, you're not with her. You're hearing she got it's an 80% mortality rate on the ventilator. You just lost your dad.
Yeah.
All at once.
Yeah. Yep. I was fucked up. Like, I didn't know. You know, I really didn't know what to. It took me a long time to process. I mean, you came over to the house that night before we left, bro. I mean, I was a wreck. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what to do, man. I'm thinking, how am I going to raise this baby without her mother? Yeah. You know, it was hard enough thinking, how am I going to raise this little girl without my dad? Because my dad played such a huge role in my older two kids' lives.
Right.
You know, like,
right.
And so it was, even that was like, how am I going to raise her without him? You know, and
the memories that your kids share with Pops, that Aria won't be able to create as well.
And that's what's hard now. That's the hard part now. At the time, it was there was the emotional side of it, but there was also the practicality of everything for me. Like, my dad did a lot. Like, he would take my two older kids. He picked them up and took them to school every morning, brought them home every morning. If I had doctor's appointment, dentist appointment, whatever, he'd come over and watch Aria for me so I could do that. You know,
he was Mr. Fix It.
Yeah, he was Mr. Fix It because hey, look, I don't fix shit. Okay, I got a leaky sink. I got to call the plumber for that shit. Okay, so, you know, but he'd take care of all that. So, I was sitting there, you know, the practicality of it, like, you know, I'm trying to sit here, work through my mind, both the emotion and the practicality of everything. And I was a wreck, man. I'll be honest. So I'm glad that me and Dave drove up to Connecticut. That drive at least gave me time to process what was going on and everything. You know, we drove straight through.
And how long did it take for Bree to pull through off the ventilator?
She was on the ventilator for 6 days. In the hospital, a total of 16. Wow. So they sent her home. They sent her home with oxygen, but thankfully she didn't need it. You know.
Yeah, for that.
I will also say this: I am so glad she was in Connecticut, because to be completely honest, I think if she was here, she wouldn't have made it. If she was here in Florida,
you feel like they took better care of her.
Well, they weren't overwhelmed. Like, the hospital she was in only had, I think it was 7 or 8 COVID cases in the whole hospital.
Wow.
So they were able to like take care of her, you know, and they acted early. Like, they got her on a ventilator immediately. Whereas I've noticed some people here, some other people I've seen that have passed away here, they go in and they're putting them on like CPAP and BiPAP machines first to see if that works, which if that doesn't work, you're just causing more damage to the lungs, you know, before putting them on a ventilator. And by that time, you know, I know of 3 people who have passed away over the last few months, and they started out on CPAP and BiPAP machines before they went on the ventilator, and they didn't make it off the ventilator. So I think it was, you know, I definitely think where she was at, the fact that they were able to give her the attention, the fact that they acted quickly and early was huge, because the way some things that went on here with the experience with dad and mom, and even a little bit myself, shows me that down here, like, they are overworked badly, and to a certain point are becoming callous towards people.
Right.
You know?
I've been hearing a lot about that too, man. Like, you know, compassion is thrown out the window. I don't necessarily think compassion is thrown out the window. I think they're getting desensitized to seeing certain shit every day.
Yeah.
That they're starting to, it's becoming norm to them.
Well, and here's the
They're
thing.
forgetting that they're humans. They're
Yeah.
forgetting that these are people.
And here's the
just a
thing where
job.
the desensitizing or the callousness comes in. Like, so, like, the third or fourth day that I was sick, I started coughing up blood. All right? So I had an ambulance. I called an ambulance because nobody could take me anyway. So I took an ambulance. And while I'm in there, the doctor comes in finally. And he's like, you know, he asked if I was vaccinated. I said, no, I'm not. He's like, well, this is what you deserve, or this is what you get for not doing your part.
What kind of shit is that?
Like, that's what I was told by the doctor. They didn't do any kind of exam. They just said, well, this happens with COVID, you know, and sent me home. They didn't examine me, shit, nothing. They didn't even take vitals. Well, they took my vitals when I checked in triage, but after that, they didn't, you know, there was nothing. My dad, 2 days before he died, we called an ambulance for him. All right. They literally talked him out of going to the hospital. He was type 2 diabetic, high blood pressure issues.
He was a high risk,
68.
and they still tried to talk him out of not going.
Low oxygen. His oxygen level was 88, and the EMTs talked him out of going, so he didn't go to the hospital. My mom, the head EMT then, tried to talk her out of going. Her resting heart rate's 150 BPM. All right.
And this is after your dad passed, right?
Yeah, this is the day after.
So now at this point, you ain't having this shit.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh hell no.
You ain't
Nah.
having this shit.
Thankfully, one of the other EMTs that was there, and here's the thing: they wouldn't let me say. My mom was delirious. Like, she couldn't. Like, they're asking her questions, she's just like staring off into space. She's delirious. She has no idea what's going on. I'm trying to, you know, ma'am, do you need to go to, are you sure you need to go to the hospital? And she's just staring. I'm like, yes, she does. No, she has to answer. All right. And finally, one of the other EMTs that was there was like, no, we have to take her. She has this heart issue. Her heart rate is like, no, she needs to go.
Right.
You know, because if he wasn't there, I don't know if they would have taken her because she couldn't answer the damn question.
Right.
You know? So, yeah, like, it's bad down here. You know? It's bad down here. And I get it. Like, when you're overrun, like, you know, it's just like anything else. When you overworked and everything, like, you know, you don't deal with things as well. You know, that stress level's through the roof, especially when you consider these people probably, you know, seeing somebody pass away
And
regularly.
then, you know, working
Yeah.
16-hour days.
Yeah, so I mean, I get it, you know, I understand, but at the same time, the flip side of it is like, this is your job.
Yeah,
like, this
dig
is
deep, like,
like
dig
this is
deep.
what you signed up to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it'd be like military, somebody going in the military, and they go get deployed and go, no, I don't want to.
Right.
You
This is
know,
what you
like,
signed up
this
for.
is what you signed up to do. Like,
Right.
you might not like it,
Right.
but it is what you signed up for. So, but yeah, man. So, thankfully, Bree pulled through. She came home about a week after she got off the ventilator. That was about, I think, damn, when was that? I guess the end of August. Yeah, the end of August. She actually just went back to work yesterday.
Hey,
So,
that's great news.
Yeah, she's in good shape, man. She's
So
doing
as a
real
side
good.
note, I remember like when she had, I think it was a little after she came back, and I came over to check on you guys, and I was seeing Bree. She looked totally different.
Oh yeah.
She had lost so much weight from being in the hospital.
Yep.
She looked like a whole different person.
Yeah.
I was like, man, thank God she pulled through, man. Because it made it real for me, like just seeing it.
Yeah.
You know, talking to you, checking on you and stuff like that. I could hear the pain in your voice when we were talking, and knowing that she was in another state was hurtful, and the unknown, and then what just happened to your pops, all that put together. And when I saw her, only thing I could think was just, thank God she okay, bro.
Yeah, bro. Thank God, because I don't know. I'll be honest, man. Like, I don't know how the hell I would have been able to,
Yeah.
you know, deal with everything if anything, you know, if that shit had happened. And, you know, and what's crazy is that's just the immediate family things that happened in that time frame. You know, we also had, you know, Destiny. She had a friend get murdered. like 2 days later. My friend
The emotional
Blake,
toll on the kids, man.
bro. Destiny's just now really starting to kind of pull through, man. She had it real bad, man. Like what she went through this summer. She lost 5 people over the summer. She lost 5 people over the summer. Almost 6 with Bree. You know, and 17 years old, bro. Like you shouldn't be having to,
Right.
you know.
That's
all
traumatizing.
all from just different things. Everything from COVID to murder to a drunk driver. Like,
Yeah.
all over the
That's
place.
traumatizing, bro.
Yeah.
That's traumatizing. And then when you at that age too, man, you trying to figure out life, and you got other stuff going on. You know, getting ready to get out of school, all this stuff, and then all the worst of life hit you.
Yeah.
You know, that's.
I'm trying to figure out how she made it. Bro, I was in a motherfucking gang when I was her age, and I didn't lose that many people in a year.
That shit is wild.
She did it in a 3-month time frame, man. Like,
putting it in that perspective, that's
yeah, I was in a gang, and I didn't lose that many damn people in a year.
Hey, so I know
So.
I wanted to go a different direction when I was first telling you about some of the topics we were gonna talk about, fam.
Yeah.
But just hearing just recapping everything that was going on in the past few months, bro. Your relationship with Bree, man. Your relationship with your wife. Do you feel how much stronger has all of this made you guys? I assume it has.
I don't. Well, yeah. I mean, in some ways, it's made us stronger. In other ways, I think it's more of put things in perspective in our relationship. You know, things that we were doing before, we we were having, we had a lot of fun, bro. Like, you know, I was telling you, one of the hardest things I'm dealing with is the fact, like, if I go out and do something now, it's because I need to, not because I want to.
Yeah.
You know, like, we were going out and doing things just for fun. Like, we were having fun. Like, yeah, we were just living life and having fun. Like, if we went on a vacation, we didn't go because we needed a break from reality. No, we were going because we could. I mean, that's it. Like, we went because we could. Now it's, if we go out and do something, it's a need. Like, we need to get away and de-stress. We need to do, like, so one of the things I think, you know, that we've talked about that I think we're going to, you know, is just cherishing things more and making sure that once things get back to normal is getting back to enjoying life, but really cherishing those moments more.
Hell yeah.
Because it does put into perspective of how fast everything can change, you know? I mean, literally, she went up to Connecticut. She was going to be there for a week. I had a house myself. I was going to knock out some tracks.
Yeah.
You know, like, we were going to work on an EP. We were going to work on an EP together to knock out
worked
that
for
week.
one day.
Yeah. We were going to work on a project that week while she was gone and get some stuff done. And then all of a sudden, bro, like, that week turned into a month. And life completely changed, you know? I mean, that was not, you know, when I kissed her goodbye, you know, when she got on that plane, there was a very real possibility that was the last time I was ever going to see her.
Right.
You know? So it put a lot of things in perspective like that, you know. We definitely want to make it a point of not being scared of life anymore, you know. Not that we were scared of life before, but making sure this doesn't affect us to the point of being afraid of living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Being so cautious where you can't even step outside.
Yeah. So, and just taking full advantage, things that we questioned whether we would do, not do, whatever, just going ahead and doing them, you know, and just living life, you know, and cherishing it to the fullest now, because you don't know. I mean, anything, you know, that was. Again, losing our friend Blake, that was another perfect example. He died in a car crash, and it was, bro, like, wait, what? Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, everything that we went through, it was just, it's a reminder of how precious life is.
Man, you just took the thought out of my head.
And to just, you know, cherish the time we got with each other and with family and you know, it definitely put in perspective how much we depend on one another.
Yeah.
You know, not saying that she couldn't get through without me, or not saying I couldn't get by without her, but just how much we really depend on one another in our relationship.
Yeah.
You know, for each other's support. You know what I mean? Right. So, yeah, I mean, that was hard going through all that and not having her support. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, shout out to you, Dave, Striz,
Shout out.
you know, Chance, my brother Jeremy.
Shout out to Jeremy.
Yep. Just everybody, my boy Justin, like everybody that was just, with me, and, I could call on at any time, during those few weeks, for just being there. But it's the time that support is amazing, but it's still different from what you get from, the person you have
Your
chosen
spouse.
to,
Yeah.
live life with,
The person you're doing life with daily.
I also want to say this though, man, real quick. Everybody out there that has been that supports Undeniable Music and everything that we've been doing over these last few years. So many of y'all came through big time for us. Your donations, that y'all don't realize how much that
Big help.
Yeah, like, it's one thing when people say they love you and say they support you. It's another when they come out of pocket to do it.
When it's tangible, it's like, whoa.
Yeah,
You
and
meant
that was like, that shit was one of the most humbling experiences of my life. Is just watching that GoFundMe that her job had set up, and just seeing all these people coming in 48 hours, the amount that was raised. That was
shit. Shout out to them too. Like her,
shout out to her job, man. Her job did the damn thing with her, man.
Down on that level, like,
it's
big.
I don't want to go into any details of it, but her job, for the most part, also made sure she was getting paid up till last week. She didn't, but they were still kind of taking care of, which we did not expect that either. And, bro, she went back to work yesterday. She went back. She got a raise. So,
blessings. Boy.
Yeah, man. So we're on the plus side of it now. Now it's just, what's the new normal going to be? We moved in with mom, which that's a challenge in and of itself.
New surroundings.
New surroundings.
Got to build new habits.
Yep. Aria is completely different than when she left. She was a very sweet, obedient child when she left. Now she be screaming at you, and like she on some other shit now.
Mm-hmm. She coming into a little personality.
Yeah.
So tell me this,
that's been
bro.
challenging.
Tell me this, with all this going on, the new music got to be fire when
So,
it's a lot been happening, man.
I've got a lot. So on that note, for those that don't know, it's gonna be a while for you to get some new music.
Mm-hmm.
Because on top of all this, when all this shit calmed down, I blew out my eardrum. I don't hear anything in this ear right now except for a constant dog whistle. So I can't go out on the road because I can't be around loud music and shit. Recording, like when I record, I like my headphones up loud too. So doing that, I don't even have my studio set up right now. I don't even have anywhere to record. So it's going to be a few months still.
You got a whole adjustment period.
On that note, we are building the studio though. There was one thing over there at my parents' house. They had a nice sized little shed out back, which I got that cleared out, and we just ran the electric to it today. Next week we're going to start putting up the insulation and drywall. So I am going to have a studio readily available that is going to be separate from the house, which would be nice. But it's going to be a little while before I really do that. I have been doing a little bit of writing and shit.
Have you been finding it hard to even write? To what is it hard to draw inspiration, or is everything emotional coming out the pen?
It's been a little bit of both. I'm having a hard time finishing anything.
Okay.
Like that's where I'm having a hard time. I'm able to get like a verse or a hook together, but I haven't been able to finish anything. Some of it's been real emotional. Some of it's been in that savage vein. Haven't really done no party shit though, like where I was out, what I was on.
It's kind of hard to party. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I ain't feeling that shit.
It's kind of hard. To party
yeah,
right
I'm not in a party mood, but at the same time, like I'm trying to avoid the overly emotional side of it, because not because I haven't dealt with it or I don't want to deal with it, as much as that's never been me musically, at least not in a real long time.
No, I would never say IsReal is an emo rapper. You would never get mistaken for
like I've never been that, but even the dealing with the emotional, personal stuff, I haven't really done anything on in that vein for probably about 4 or 5 years now. And that's not what people know from me. That's not what they expect from me. And that's not where I want my music to go. Right. Because I'm afraid if I really start down that road, I might get stuck in that lane. And I don't want to do that, you know? Yeah, so y'all might get 1 or 2 tracks, you know, probably 1 regarding everything. That was one thing that really pissed me off about my ear, though, is because I was actually I was writing a song that I wanted to perform / play at least at my dad's memorial that we're having in a couple weeks. And unfortunately, I can't get that done. So,
right.
You know, but other than that, man, music, honestly, like, it's been on my mind, but it's kind of been on the back burner.
Yeah.
You know, for a while when everything first went down, I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this shit anymore.
Yeah. And that's what I want to hear. I want to hear it, like, where that thought is evolving.
I know I'm gonna do music still. Like, come on now. Like, that's me. Like, I know I'm gonna do music. You know how much I go out on the road.
See, this the thing. I know the fans that we bipolar sometimes, bro. They got
yeah.
To.
Oh.
They got it.
We are. That's we really fucking are, because let's be honest. Like, there are times we hate this music shit.
Oh my God.
Let's be honest. Like, this shit we hate it at times. Okay. All right. Like, don't. Look, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I hope Striz don't look at me crazy about this shit, but there are times we hate being out on the fucking road, okay? All right? There are times we hate doing meet and greets. There are times we hate being in the studio. There are times we hate being on social media.
Oh, my God. That's all the time for me.
True enough. All right? It's not to say that we don't love y'all, because we do.
Absolutely.
What it boils down to is, it is stressful. There's a lot of pressure in it.
Takes you away from your family.
There's a lot of fakeness out there.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, let's be honest. There's a lot of fans out here that are crazy as shit.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. We got a lot of fans out here that do too motherfucking much.
Oh, my gosh.
And hey, you know, fuck it. I'm being honest about it, though, you know, and, you know, it is what it is, you know. That's part of this industry we're in, though.
It comes with,
you know, and the issue with music, though, is that it's not like a regular job. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you can switch careers.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you're doing this shit, like, music is part of you.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
It's part of your essence.
Yeah, like Chance now. You know, Chance out here doing his Muay Thai thing, and he getting ready to do his fight or whatever, and he going hard in that. Y'all think he ever gonna stop doing some damn music? Hell no. That's part of who he is, man. And that's, you know,
October 29th.
Yeah.
Second Chance will be
debuting
on the kickboxing stage. You know, getting in there, doing his thing. Shout out.
Yeah. I'm gonna definitely be there.
Yeah.
I keep feeling like I got something else going on the 29th, but I don't know what it is, and that's bugging the hell out of me, because I'm like, I'm going to this fight. Yeah. So Bree can't think of nothing, but for some reason I feel like I had something going on that night. And
I'll tell you what, Chance whoop ass on this fight. We turning up like crazy that night.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what we doing, but we doing something. It's gonna be stupid. You might want to be around.
So
Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Halloween weekend, fam.
Damn, I wish I was having my Halloween party this year.
Because
it would have been that night.
IsReal is known for the legendary Halloween parties. That's what you got to start calling it, legendary Halloween.
Legendary, ooh.
And then number it by year. Legendary Halloween Party 2022. Ooh.
So the funny thing is, you know, we're living at my parents' house now. Mom is not about Halloween.
Yeah.
She is anti-Halloween. So we will not be having our Halloween parties there. We are still going to do them at the house, at our old house, because my ex-wife moved in there. And I made it.
Oh man, on another episode we're gonna break down that dynamic.
Oh yeah. That's something.
Y'all got a beautiful dynamic, fam. Yeah. We're gonna talk about that on another time.
See, you start laughing like that, they really gonna be thinking that shit like some crazy shit.
It is crazy, man. It's crazy because of how the world
It's not
is.
crazy in the exciting way that you might think, y'all. So, but, you know,
don't assume too much, fam. They're gonna be.
Don't go too far. But no, that's real. That's real. But you know, one of the things I told her when she moved in there was like, look. My one rule is we still got to be allowed to have the Halloween party. So we're going to do that. We are going to do a New Year's Eve party, though, at the crib, because, I mean, you've been to the crib, bro. That house is designed for parties, bro. So we doing the New Year's thing, that's for sure. But, yeah, man. So I will say this on regards to the music. We got the show here in Fernandina Beach on November 17th, I believe it is.
Yep.
if things are okay with my ear and it's healing okay, I'll probably just throw an earplug in and come out and do that show. Just because it is, it's hearing.
Definitely get, doctor's opinion.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing a beat, because
I don't need you out there with your ear bleeding on stage.
Yeah, nah. Like I said, I'll throw an earplug in or something for that. But yeah, I think I'll probably be at that one. So even aside from this, I really wasn't gonna go do any shows the rest of this year, anyways.
Yeah.
Unless they were, close by. So I'll probably still do that one if I'm able to. And we'll see what happens 2022, man. We'll see where everything's at.
We'll see what happens, man. 2022, I'm going to tell you this, man. Well, I don't really want people to expect too much, but expect what you want.
Yeah.
And just know we're going to break all the expectations, man. Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of shit ain't done. I feel like every time you try to get closure on the musical part, something happens to postpone it. So that lets me know that something else is on the horizon and you're trying to do too much. You know what I mean?
As much as I don't want to be the 40-year-old rapper still trying to make it, I have a feeling I'm still going to be that 40-year-old rapper trying to make it, okay? Like, I'm going to be like our homeboy Trey over here. All right, Trey, Melody. All right.
Hey.
Striz don't count because he has made it, okay? It's one thing when you continue in your career in your 40s. It's another when you're trying to get it popping.
But think about how this look, though. You got all these OGs in your corner, you know what I'm saying? Stars align. You never know.
That's the problem, though. We all old as shit. Like, we getting there, bruh. Like, bruh, I had a friend from high school who just became a grandparent. Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Right? Like, and her daughter's only a year older than Destiny.
Oh, no.
All right, and now she a grandparent. Like, hold up, bitch. Like, and actually, she is a year younger than me.
Man.
Bruh.
Damn it, fam.
Like,
30-year-old grandmas, man. That's life.
You have to realize we ain't close to 30. We're closer to 40.
Well, I'm closer to 30 right now. So
man, fuck
for
you.
Yourself.
Man.
Hey, but let's get on out of here, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I appreciate you sliding through.
For sure.
Now that we bringing the podcast back to the studio, man, it feel good. I ain't want to do that Zoom shit no more, man. I wanted to level up, man. Fuck that Zoom shit, man.
Yeah, we definitely gonna have to do this again, man.
Oh man, you look, man. It's gonna be a revolving door. Let me take this opportunity to let everybody else know, man. It's gonna be a revolving door. Team Undeniable is gonna be all through the podcast, man. We're gonna get to know some people. We're gonna be doing some interviews with some other artists. Shout out to my boy Itty. He coming up here soon. Shout out to Dirty, even though he not here. We starting new endeavors, man, and much love to him. And he gonna be here soon. And hopefully y'all continue to rock with us, man. We back on it. It's the Young and Dirty Podcast, man.
Let's go.
Eat a dick if you ain't rocking with me.
We gon' keep it one double O, me and all of my dogs. Loyal to the soil, keep it true to the cause. If they ever needed something, they can give me a call. That's why I'm for my dog. Yeah, live for my